Hello everyone. We are discussing about the forms of drama, the problem play. The problem play ideas has sometimes helpfully, sometimes obviously informed discussion of Shakespeare's play, and though along with much genre criticism, it has gone out of fashion now. It has figured periodically in the scholarship that helps us understand how the plays work technically. Problem play as a term has aroused debate because in some ways it may seem to solve nothing. It leaves us with only a question about a play's genre, nor with even a tentative guideline for reading such as we get from calling a work comedy or tragedy. As Harold Goddard wrote, we can find nothing to indicate that Shakespeare's imagination ever allowed itself to be shackled by such prescriptions or definitions. One of the few points that caused audiences of his own time to question his skills, his freedom with respect to classical rules or transgressing genre expectation, allowed him to create plays that begged irresolution and thus continued meditation from his audiences. The term problem play comes from F.S. Bose in Shakespeare and his predecessors in 1896, printed in the US in New York by Charles Scribner's Son, 1900. Bose used it to label those plays such as Measure for Measure, All's Well That Ends Well, and The Merchant of Venice that foreground perhaps unsolvable moral problems. More recently, critics have used the term to indicate plays that defy easy categorization by genre or literary type. Genre, a term that applies largely to the form and partly to the content of an artistic work, as in comedy, tragedy, epic, or novel, has much to do with how we read or view our work. If we attend a comedy or tragedy, we go with expectations about how we will find the work presented and how it will end. So criticism had already problematized problem play itself, since different critics have used it with different notions in mind, but it remains useful because it directs our attentions to an immediate interpretive difficulty that we experience as soon as we study particular plays. The idea of the problem play applies to nearly all of Shakespeare's play. What we call them does makes a difference in how we read and interpret and play them, since labels like titles guide audience expectations and invoke interpretive strategies. The problem play.